Hi, my name is Jay Oza. I teach, mentor, and coach people on public speaking so that they can give winning high stakes speeches, whether it's one on one in a job interview or in front of a small group at a business meeting or before a large crowd at a conference. Today I have a thought of the day, and I titled it Get Out of the House. Now, why did I pick this topic? I picked this topic because I recently read a book, and also there's a famous movie of this book. It's called Being There by Jerzy Kosinski. Jerzy Kosinski. Kosinski. It's a very short book. It's about 130 pages. Excellent, really well written. I think it's one of the best books you can ever read. And I think the movie's even better if you ever get a chance to watch it. It's an old movie now. I think it's in the 70s. But the reason I wanted to talk about this book is, and there's a lot in this book about this character named Chance the Gardener. And so I'll give you a little bit of, I'm not going to go into the detail. I'm going to talk about it from the movie standpoint because I know a lot of people are not going to read the book, even though it's a short book. And the book pretty much follows the movie, but I think the movie is even really well done and really well acted by Peter Sellers. So, Peter Sellers is raised as an orphan by this old man, and he had some mental issues, difficulties. He was slow, okay, to put it bluntly. He's slow, and he had no real aptitude for reading or writing or anything. So he grew up in this house, really sheltered in a strict environment by this old man who took care of him. And one of his rules was he can't get out of the house. He had to stay in the house and tend to the garden, and that's all he knows. He stays in the house, does the garden, and watches TV. He has no other contact with anybody. Only this old man can talk to Chance. And the reason he was called Chance is because he was born by a chance. That's why it's known as Chance the Gardener. As you can see, there's not much going on in his life besides gardening, talking to the old man and the maid Louise, and that's it. I don't want to get into too much detail. Then one day the old man dies, and some lawyers come and they find out that there is no record of Chance being even uh, not mentioned at all in the will or anything that the old man left. He was not mentioned. And he gets kicked out of the house. So now Chance is on his own. He dresses up in his suit, takes a suitcase, and he walks out. And what the movie shows is that he's curious. He's all his life, his outside world was known to him through watching TV. That's all he knows. His touch with the outside world is through television. And when he first gets out, he's like amazed, like wow, there are like real cars, people, and bustling. He runs across some gang members, and then he sees a TV with a remote, and he's like a little curious. And as he's going back, so he's still curious about his life. Now, the book doesn't really go into that part of it. Book kind of just jumps from the point of he's out of the house, and he gets pinned in this between these two cars, and one of the car that was backing up, the chauffeur was driving it, and the person he was driving is a rich woman by the name of Mrs. Benjamin. And when he gets pinned, as he was reversing, his leg is pinned and he's hurt. And Mrs. Benjamin comes out, also known as E. Says, "Listen, you're hurt. Why don't you come to my house? Since my husband's ill, we have doctors who can look after you. The medical treatment you're going to get isn't going to be as good as what you're going to get if I bring you home." Okay, so as he's going home, he gets redefined, by the way. And as he says, what's his name? He says Chance the Gardener. Somehow he coughed or something, stuttered or whatever. Mrs. Benjamin understands his name as Chauncey Gardner. Boom! Suddenly he gets redefined. He gets reinvented. He's no longer Chance the Gardener. All he knows is gardening. Now he's respectable, Chauncey Gardner. Okay, to keep it short now, once he got out of the house, he got curious. He gets pinned. Luck happens, right? He, this chauffeur that's driving the car, the woman in there is a rich woman. Takes him home, billionaire, real rich magnate, right? Well, magnet is rich. It's a magnet, and he's like impressed with Chauncey. His simplicity. He's just like somebody he can talk to. And the reason is Chauncey doesn't know anything else. He only knows gardening, and all his examples. I mean, he can't talk. He just listens. That's all he can do. And this rich magnate is so impressed that, wow, I can finally talk to somebody. Finally, somebody understands me. And he's so well connected that he even has presidents come to meet with Chauncey Gardiner. So, and that's the movie, right? That Chauncey Gardiner gets redefined, and suddenly somebody who was sheltered, lived in the house, gets out of the house, things happen. Luck happens, right? So, the point that I'm trying to make is that today we are in the same situation, a lot of us. We don't get out of the house that much. We just use the internet, and our world is based on what we see on internet. And you'd be amazed when you get out of the house and you're curious and you look the part, you get redefined. You define who you are when you get out of the house and you look the part. So even though, let's say, you could be unemployed and you're miserable in your house, put on a nice jacket, put on a suit if you have to, look the part that you want people to think you are. And you know what? If you think it, they'll believe it. And the movie is kind of simplistic, but it has a really good message there. Chance the Gardener, at his time in the book, was TV. All his world was known through television. He gets out, gets a little curious, boom, something happens, and his life changes. He suddenly is hobnobbing with the movers and shakers of the world. The presidents, the business leaders, they're all coming for his advice. That's because he somehow got out of the house. And he really didn't get out of the house. He got actually kicked out of the house. In his case, if old man hadn't died, he would have remained in the house. For us, nobody's going to kick us out of the house. We're going to have to do it. And we have to get out of the house, look the part, become curious, and who knows what can happen. And that is the main message that I got out of this book. Now, I know this book has a lot of other stuff, but the main message is simple. Get out of the house. Find a way to get out of the house, look the part, get curious, and you're going to get redefined. The part, what you want to be, you will be, but you got to get out of the house. So, if you're right now, and the reason I'm telling you this, because I've been having some difficulties. I had a back surgery, and I haven't been getting out of the house. And now I'm feeling a little better. I came across this book, and it just hit me. I said, you know, that's what I need to do. I need to get out of the house more. I'm not getting out of the house more. So that's what I plan to do in 2017, and I thought I'd share that with you. And hey, if you get an opportunity to get out of the house, do it. You never know what can happen. And do it with the strategy. I'm going to look the part, I'm going to get curious, listen to people, and who knows, you could be the next Chauncey Gardiner. Okay, good luck. Thank you for watching.